Well, here we are, Scott and Tom Bones Malone, who has a legacy in Brooklyn with the Orthodox wedding circuit
and the Orthodox record business too, Holy Land Records. Yeah.
Well, are you on Mordecai Ben David?
Shia Mendelowitz was the producer.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to remember the arranger's name. He was a trumpet player on the Club Date scene too. I wish I could remember everything.
So in addition to Saturday Night Live and David Letterman band arranging, you can also hear him as a klezmer.
Yeah. I arranged the movie, the Blues Brothers movie. I arranged the chase scene in Sister Act, chase scene in the casino.
In the movie Sister Act?
Yeah.
But in Blues Brothers, did you arrange most of the record?
I arranged everything except the church scene. When the entrance of the church scene on the James Brown church scene, that was composed by some Hollywood composer. But other than that, I arranged all the music in the movie. Yeah, we recorded it at Universal Studios in Chicago, July 1979. Yeah.
And it was all in studio, not live, for that album, the Blues Brothers album?
The first Blues Brothers album, Briefcase Full of Blues, we were opening act for Steve Martin at the Universal Amphitheater. It was an outdoor venue at the time. We played there for 9 nights, and they edited the album Briefcase Full of Blues out of that.
It was live?
Including Soul Man, the single Soul Man. Yeah, that was all live. All the music that the Blues Brothers themselves played in was pre-recorded. All pre-recorded. We're lip-syncing in the whole movie.
The whole movie.
The only live music in the show was Maxwell Street, John Lee Hooker. Yeah, that scene was that's live recording, but everything else is lip-synced. The director, John Landis, he didn't want to know about somebody. Hey, we have to do that again because I missed a note. No, he didn't want to know that shit.
Yeah, but that Shake a Tail Feather, that was quite a number.
Oh my God, yeah. But I arranged all that music. Yeah. Working with Ray Charles was a real pleasure, and Aretha Franklin. I had actually played, I played on Funky President with James Brown. I played on a lot of records in New York too. Oh my God, yeah.
And arranged the Saturday Night Live?
I was the arranger for Saturday Night Live for the first 10 years, and I was a music director from 81 to 85. I was an arranger from 75 to 85. I was the arranger for the David Letterman show for 22 years. Arranger, musician, multi-instrumentalist.
So what pieces would you arrange if Paul would play behind the acts? What kind of pieces would you arrange?
Well, if you want to go on YouTube, you can see, look up MacArthur Park on the Letterman show.
Oh, the big one.
Strings,
the big production.
Winds, Fritz Horns, the whole...
Wait, did you arrange the Darlene Love,
every year? Every year, I arranged different arrangement every year. Yeah, Paul would come up. Different. We're going to do it with a big choir this year. Oh, we're going to do it with a big string section. Oh, we're going to do it with. He'd come up with a different scenario every year because he didn't want to do the same thing over and over. So, and she was a delight to work with. Oh my God.
And every year, when the baritone sax would come out in a different way.
Come out in a different place to play that solo, the classic solo.
Yeah.
And he was playing the saxophone solo on the same saxophone that the guy played on the record.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name.
Same solo.
Paul bought that guy's saxophone and had the solo played on that saxophone.
So, would you do a new arrangement each year?
Every year.
Version? Yeah.
Every year there was a new arrangement for Darlene Love. Yeah. Or arranging for the show. Sometimes it was hectic. For instance, Paul, we taped the show from 4:30 to 5:30 every day, and then it was on the air at 11. Okay, so 5:30 we finished the show. I'm about to leave, and they said, "Can you meet with Paul in Paul's dressing room?" He says, "Darlene Love is not Darlene Love. Renee Fleming is going to do the top 10 tomorrow."
Who is she?
Renee Fleming is a famous opera singer.
Oh,
very famous. Yeah. So he has 2 CDs in his hand. One CD, he says, this has 13 opera excerpts that you have to write out. And, the other one is, this is Darlene Love's, this is Renee Fleming's recent CD. Figure out what key she should sing the songs in. Okay? And then he looks at me with a panicked look on his face. He says, Bones, how are we going to pull this off? I said, real easy. I'll play flute. Our saxophone player, Aaron, will play oboe. We'll hire a clarinet, hire a French horn. You'll play the string parts on the, there's your opera right there. And so stayed up all night. The rehearsal was at 11 a.m. the next day. Yeah, finished it all up. One was in the wrong key. Brought my laptop, transposed it, printed it out in Paul's office. 10 minutes later, bang, it's in the right key. But all night I stayed up. I was thinking, Renee Fleming, she's going to be a real she's going to be a real diva.
Is she a diva?
She turned out to be the most delightful, wonderful sense of humor, easy to work with, totally professional. I ran into her at Sting's Rainforest, at Carnegie Hall a few weeks later, and gave me a big hug. Yeah. And it's on YouTube. Renee Fleming. Renee Fleming. Top 10. David Letterman. Yeah, you can see the whole thing. The writers changed the lyrics and made them funny.
Did you arrange for other bands as well? I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Stevie Wonder. The Temptations.
I mean, for that show?
Yeah, for Letterman. Big orchestras for some of the stuff. The Temptations, the Stylistics.
Oh, yeah.
Who else? And also, Paul was the house band for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards for about 22 years. And I did the OJs, the Four Tops.
Wow.
Long list of big things that you can see on. A lot of them are on YouTube. Yeah.
As excerpts, you mean on the Letterman YouTube page?
That I don't know, but I search out individual things that I find. I look at my computer and I find a chart, a big orchestra chart, and I look it up, and most of it's available. Yeah. Yeah. Snoop Dogg. I did the horn arrangement for Snoop Dogg. Yeah, he did a Quincy Jones song, and Quincy Jones is sitting in the chair next to Dave. That was really funny. So Dave says, something smells funny in the hall. What's going on?
And weren't you a regular nightly in the band?
I was in the band for every night for 22 years. Yeah.
Well, the horn section was really, was not in the foreground.
Well, we were behind Paul. I stood behind Paul, but it started out was just, the horn section was just tenor sax and trumpet. I was the trumpet player. About 4 years into the show, they added a full-time trumpet player, so I was more trombone, baritone sax, whatever else. I play 16 instruments professionally. I'm recording my own big band album at my house by myself. I have Pro Tools 11. I have a Neumann U87 microphone. And it keeps me off the street and out of trouble.
You live in Hollywood now?
Woodland Hills. Yeah.
Which is a suburb of Hollywood, but it's the...
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And did you move out here after the Letterman gig?
Yes.
Ended? Yeah.
Yeah, that ended in 2015. I moved out here about a year and a half ago. And I love it. Gave away my snow shovel.
Gave away your snow shovel?
Yeah.
And how does it feel now at Christmas time? No more Darlene Love arrangements.
Well, I miss Darlene. I miss doing arrangements, but I'm doing my own arrangements. I recently wrote. It was a few years ago. I wrote 16 arrangements for symphony orchestra and rhythm section, and it's for my Pops Orchestra Act. I've done about 4 or 5 concerts. It's
he didn't know I worked here.
Orchestral pop hits of the 20th century. I just play the melody to popular songs like Georgia on My Mind, Unforgettable, MacArthur Park, Kashmir, Betcha by Golly Wow, You Are Everything, Mighty Love. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you call it orchestral pop, is that because there are strings and winds behind
the singers were backed up by full orchestras. So I just transcribed the orchestra and I play the melody to these songs. And the biggest concert I played was at the Murchison Hall in Denton, Texas. It was a fundraiser.
North Texas State?
Yeah. So at the after party, this lady comes up to me and she says she enjoyed the music. I said, did you recognize any of the songs I played? She says she knew the lyrics to every song.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm going for.
Wasn't it Philadelphia International? Tom Bell,
Tom Bell, yes.
who introduced that
Tom Bell,
strings behind.
Tom Bell and Linda Creed wrote most of the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all those groups. They were with the Delphonics, and then, and the Delphonics were mild hit, but people picked up these Delphonic songs and turned them into giant hits. But yeah, you're right, Tom Bell. Yes.
Tom Bell introduced.
He was an arranger
the strings,
too.
yeah.
Yes, he was an
Writer and
arranger as well.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and also Smokey Robinson, right? They introduced in Tears of a Clown.
I played with him too at the Arista Records 50th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah, big live TV show.
Yeah. So the orchestral part of pop records was popularized, I guess, in rock pop music in the '60s. But the orchestral part, I guess,
a lot of it was Philadelphia and Motown. Yeah. But other people were doing it too. Jim Webb, MacArthur Park.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Wichita Lineman, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And the version of MacArthur Park on Letterman, was that Donna Summer singing? Who sang the MacArthur Park?
Donna Summer covered it.
But on the
But it was
show.
It's just like anyone's.
I'm trying to remember the guy who did the original recording of it. He was an actor. He wasn't-
Richard Harris.
Boom. Correct.
Oh, he sang it on the air?
He sang it on the original.
Yeah.
So Will Lee, our bass player, sang it on camera
Oh.
and played the bass part at the same time with no chart. I mean, just like from memory, I mean, it's on YouTube. You can check it out. And I just transcribed it. Jimmy Webb is playing piano. Yeah. You know the story about Jimmy Webb, right? Okay, so Jimmy Webb is he's dating Linda Ronstadt's niece. First cousin. And she works near MacArthur Park. So he meets her
In Los Angeles?
Yeah. So he meets her during her lunch hour, and they walk around MacArthur Park, right? He's deeply in love with her. She breaks up with him. He's heartbroken. Then, so he hears that she's dating another guy. She hears that they're engaged. He hears that they're getting married in MacArthur Park. Now the guy, he's verklempt, So anyway, he shows up for the wedding, but he's too shy to actually make an appearance. So I'm going to wrap it up. So he hides in the tool shed and looks out the window. Starts to rain during the wedding, and about the time they bring the cake out. So the cake in the rain, okay? Yeah, and so
everyone thought it was a metaphor for something.
So he got MacArthur Park, and the worst that could happen was another big hit that he wrote.
Oh, I didn't.
Trying to remember the name of the group. And
Johnny Maestro and the Brooklyn Bridge.
right, exactly. Okay, and the guy that she married worked for the telephone company in Wichita.
And then he wrote
Wichita Lineman. See, he got 3 songs out of this.
But it was a great song. Wichita Lineman.
All 3 of them.
He didn't hold it against the guy.
All 3 of those songs. I can't promise you that.
Yeah.
But
It's a great hit for Glenn Campbell.
yeah.
Wichita Lineman.
Right. He had the hit on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so tonight you're playing. You play with a 17-piece
I played
band.
on Southern Nights.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Really? With
yeah.
Glenn Campbell.
Yep.
I bet you if you.
That's something. How'd you enjoy yourself tonight playing with?
I loved it.
Yeah?
It was really fun. Yeah, he's an old friend of mine, dear old friend of mine.
When the podcast started,
Richie is?
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah. Mark, Rich, the fellas tonight, the leaders.
Oh yeah, it was just great. I loved it. I enjoyed every second of it.
Do you get to play with the big bands much?
Yeah, I've been playing since I got out here. I've been playing with a few local big bands.
good.
Darryl Leonard big band who played here. He was here tonight. I played at Vibrato with Billy Vera.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I've been playing around town a little bit.
Good.
Sat in with a band at the Baked Potato about 10 days ago. So
Great. Yeah. Hopefully, live music will make a comeback now.
I hope so. I hope so. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Pleasure to thank you for speaking with me in this noisy bar at this late hour. But maybe we'll do it in a studio sometime with
That would be great.
proper.
That would be excellent.
Good night.